Ben Eddy's like super flexible with his wild guard.
Like Ben Eddy.
Ben Eddy.
Ben Eddy.
Ben Eddy.
Ben Eddy.
One of the best rubber guard players in the world, probably the best rubber guard player in the world.
This is Ben Eddy, a Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Eddie Bravo. And he has made a name for himself in the competitive grappling scene.
Ben Eddy!
He taps! The champion taps!
He's known for inventing one of the strangest and sneakiest chokes in modern grappling.
He's guillotining people with his rubber guard.
I'm Yosef, the founder of XMartial, and I've been visiting gyms all over the US, meeting legends and killers of the Jiu-Jitsu world. And this time, we tracked Ben Eddy down, got him in the RV, and asked him everything we've ever wanted to know. This is inside the mind of a 10th planet black belt.
Sunday open mat, 10 feet, Austin. I don't know how these guys manage, but they have all the cool kids in Austin coming every Sunday.
I visited 10th Planet Austin for their Sunday open mat, and that's where I ran into Ben Eddy. After inviting him in the RV, it was time to ask him about his weird move.
How did you get to it? Like, you were playing rubber guard and then you kind of progressed into it?
You know, so I started under Denny Procopos, which is Eddie's first black belt. At first I was in San Francisco just for like tech and the startup scene. I was like kind of making money online and stuff. And I was just doing jiu-jitsu as like a hobby, something on the side. And Eddie was getting ready for this Metamoris, his rematch with Hoyler. So I was like, man, I gotta go down there and like hang out and be around this while this is happening. So I went down to LA for like a month leading up to training with Eddie. And yeah, just during that time period while I was there, I was just experimenting with like, I was like double hugging my knee like this. And then I was just like, man, there's gotta be something here, you know, I was just kind of feeling around and I just did that for a while. And I kind of finally put this in. I was like, okay, well, this is kind of a cool hold, you know? But it took me a long time. I was just kind of playing with it. And then I finally found, oh, wait a sec, I can like make this a guillotine. But I had to like figure out a grip because the other grips wouldn't really work. And so then I was first using the S grip, which Denny had told me, and that would work. But then I slowly ended up finding that okay grip that I use now. And that's what actually ended up making it work. And then there at the gym, like right when I found it, I was like showing Eddie it. And he was like, that's crazy, man. What is that? This is nonsense, you know? Like, do you have a name for it? And I was like, oh, crap. I showed Eddie and I didn't have a name for it. Now he's going to name it, you know? And he's like, that's like some crazy Hindu shit, you know? We should call that like a Hindulotine, you know?
That is wild!
After hearing the story behind the art, it was time to learn about the artist.
I grew up in a small town in Hood River in Oregon. Super beautiful area, kind of a small town. Really good, loving parents, brother, sister, good like Christian upbringing.
And when did you move to San Francisco?
My first year of college, I was basically going for now like a business entrepreneurship degree. Mm-hmm. And so that's when I started dabbling with the computer stuff and just started playing online and figuring out. I'd always been a bit of a gamer, and my uncle had kind of shown me a little avenue of what making money online was. At this time, I like stopped college. I'm back at home, just kind of spending full time. My parents were allowing me just to kind of stay there and full time work on it. Looking around at cities and stuff, I just had seen that San Francisco was this like startup city. It was the place where people were doing stuff with online and everything. I wanted to move to a different new city to kind of branch out, experience new things and broaden my horizons. So yeah, I figured that was the place to go. So I was like 20 and I just moved down to San Francisco with some money.
And to speak about the professional side of it, obviously there's the PGF coming up. You're going to be competing in.
Just a few months later, in April 2024, Ben was repping Team XMartial at PGF Season 6. That's where he landed his signature move.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Here comes my second one he promised me.
Uh-oh.
Hindulotine in under a minute. Hey, he's got that,
And it all
guys.
paid off with a $100,000 team victory in the finale. Recently, Ben picked up a slick submission win at Who's Number 127, locking in a front triangle in the final seconds. He's still coaching at 10th Planet Austin, spreading the chaos of his rubber guard system to the next wave of killers. The man's on a mission, and he's just getting warmed up.
I grew up wrestling, you know, so the ability to know how to train and train hard definitely came from wrestling. My parents would put me in little programs when I was a little kid, and then I did wrestling in middle school and high school. I didn't do college because I was only there for a year, but and the college didn't have wrestling. But yeah, wrestling definitely like taught me that, and I enjoyed it. I loved wrestling. I didn't even know jiu-jitsu was a sport. So when I went to San Francisco and I was just kind of looking for a way to stay in shape or do something, you know, when I saw jiu-jitsu was a thing, I was like, oh damn, this is awesome. You mean I can keep wrestling, you know? Like I was hyped. Plus I like saw that people were competing, and so I was always really bummed that like my competition side of life was just over, you know? I wanted to keep competing in something physically. I always wanted to like see what I would learn from taking myself to as high as I could in some sort of sport, some sort of physical sport. That always interested me, and see what I would learn from that, what I would understand from that. So when I found that with jiu-jitsu, it immediately piqued my interest. I wasn't sure that I was gonna really be selling out to it, but it made me happy that I found something I could actually compete in physically versus just having this computer kind of mental thing.
So that's it. This was just one stop on the road. Subscribe for more stories, more athletes, more mats ahead.